What is up, Knicks fans? I hope you are doing well. I wanted to get you another breakdown before the start of this series against the Pacers, looking at an aspect of the Pacers offense I think is very important, and that is transition offense and the way they push pace. Let's get right into it with the way they run the floor. So here, they chase down loose balls. They save the ball out of bounds. We'll talk about how they push after makes, and then they are immediately looking for an outlet, a way to get the ball up the court quickly. But what I want to highlight is actually behind the ball right here. And listen, I understand Indiana's up 40 here. Maybe Strus's motivation isn't super high in this situation, but this is the type of stuff you have to match. You have to match a Pascal Siakam just sprinting the floor potentially every single possession, and you have to be ready for that. Here, off a little bit of disruption, Miles Turner with the block, and watch everybody get out and run. And again, it's gonna be Pascal Siakam. If he jogs, what happens in this play doesn't happen. But because he sprints to the paint, it condenses and collapses the defense, bringing Deed Wade in there. Nesmith runs right in behind him. Look at the spacing of the four offensive players that have come, even a trail in good spacing from Miles Turner, and Nesmith gets the catch and shoot three-point attempt. They are very good at running their lanes, running to their spaces, and multiple guys can push. Here, Nesmith gets the rebound, so he's just going to go. And again, look at the spacing in this situation. If you jog behind, if you fall down, if you end up on the baseline, you better get up and be sprinting back because they are going to continue to attack. Here, Halliburton attacks the closeout. The defense is worried about the spacing. He uses great eye manipulation on this one. Turner runs to the rim. But again, look at the spacing. You have one rim runner and then guys spraying out to the three-point line to keep the spacing of the court. Attack a defensive board here from Siakam, and he's immediately looking for the outlet to Tyrese Halliburton. And one thing they do a great job of, watch how many times the ball switches sides of the court. So Halliburton's going to throw a cross-court pass here to Nesmith, and then how many times have we seen this throughout the NBA season when a big playing against a stretch big doesn't have the sense of urgency? He goes down to the elbow as opposed to staying out. Again, I realize this is a deep three from Turner, but he really has it going right here, and this is just too much space. Karl-Anthony Towns, whoever is matched, Mitchell Robinson, whoever is matched with Miles Turner, cannot just blindly run to the paint. They have to find him in transition, and you cannot give up those trail three-point makes. We saw it in Game 5 with Derek White. Very different players, I understand it, but it's the same idea in terms of the trail three. Again, rebound, immediately get it out. Here goes Andrew Nembhard, and what their pace does is cause cross matches. And we talked about this. You have to get the right matchups here. Would have been great to see Jarrett Allen sprint and say, I got this, Darius. You go find a different matchup and get matched with Miles Turner. But he doesn't. And watch what happens now. Darius Garland is on Miles Turner. Shot from the baseline. Turner just walks in. Offensive rebound, draws the foul. Those are the little things are why it's so important for the Knicks to consistently not only get matched, but get the right matchups. Again, Turner rebound, immediately finds Nembhard on the outlet. He's looking up the court. He's going to attack. No sense of urgency here to maybe potentially get Evan Mobley on Miles Turner and Strus on Obi Toppin. They just stay with it, and now Turner walks him right into the middle of the lane, posts up, gets the catch. He doesn't score this one, but those are the type of play types you're going to see. Those are the actions you're going to see in transition. Nesmith, rebound, finds Halliburton after finding Nembhard. Siakam runs. Turner runs down. No sense of urgency yet again to sprint back in this situation. Jarrett Allen has to be sprinting with Miles Turner. So again, this is Karl-Anthony Towns. This is Mitchell Robinson. You have to be sprinting so that this isn't Jalen Brunson on Miles Turner. And again, this is what I want to highlight. It's not just transition. It's the pace that then can apply to some half-court offense as well. We are 8 seconds into the shot clock here, but Darius Garland ends up with a foul because he's trying to guard Miles Turner on a cross match from the Pacers played with. The Knicks have to have better sense of urgency than that. Again, rebound. Here comes Haliburton sprinting across to get it. He's going to push, and watch what happens right here. Watch up top. Let's go back just a little bit. So we're running the court. Darius Garland is right here with Andrew Nembhard, right? He is right there with him, but no sense of urgency to run with him. And instead, he just switches him off to Evan Mobley. No big deal, right? Like, they don't know. Tyrese Haliburton sees it right away, finds Pascal Siakam, and now you have Pascal Siakam posting up Darius Garland, which now forces help. Now, they don't convert on this specific possession. Jarrett Allen gets the deflection. Siakam actually does end up getting a three here, but off that action. But you want to avoid these. This cannot happen. You have to have more sense of urgency in this series if you're the Knicks to run with Andrew Nembhard. If you're Jalen Brunson or Deuce McBride, or honestly, guys, even Mikal Bridges, not that he can't hold up against Siakam, but you want to keep the matchups because Siakam will do this. Miles Turner will do this. Obi Toppin will do this. And it's like, well, it's OB. Yeah, well, if he draws a foul on Jalen Brunson because there's a cross match, that all of a sudden becomes a really big play in a singular game. And we know every game matters in these series. And again, this is why, because Siakam is really good at this. He gets out runs, buries Strus in the lane, catch right into the finish. You have to have the right matchups, or if you don't, you have to be prepared for those things. I just think it's so important. Even with a guy like TJ McConnell, he's going to rebound, he's going to push. Cavs seem comfortable with Dean Wade on McConnell. I don't necessarily agree with that, but we'll see here. They're just going to attack it right away. Him breaking down the defense early creates a closeout for Nesmith to attack. He gets downhill, misses, but creates an offensive rebound and a putback. Off a free throw situation, you should probably be able to get the matchups you want. The Pacers are going to push, so if you don't do it aggressively, they're going to immediately run into some sort of action. McConnell breaks down the defense, and Ben Shepherd gets a wide open catch and shoot three on the weak side. And then you just have to get matched at times. I did this in my most recent breakdown. You want to try to get the right matchups, but you have to at least get matched up in some capacity. Haliburton immediately pushes off the defensive rebound from Turner. And now look at the Cavs defense. There's no communication. So 4 guys are guarding 3 guys on this side of the court. Miles Turner walks right into a trail 3-point attempt. He turns it down, but he forced the rotation, and now Aaron Nesmith is wide open on the weak side. You have to have better communication. New York has to do exactly what they did in Game 6. They cannot revert back to Game 5 in any of the games in this series. And then another thing we've talked about with the Knicks defense is ball screen, and they're going to get into their ball screens early in offense. So here it's not true transition, but right away into it. Haliburton gets to one side, comes back off the other side. You have to be ready to defend multiple actions if you're Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, because it's coming. Again, quick outlet to Tyrese Haliburton. He's going to push and right into the ball screen with Miles Turner. Garland not ready to defend it. And then the rotations, all of that's not settled. You have to get back. You have to get settled. You have to be ready to defend these ball screen actions. Yet again, rebound, Haliburton gets the board. Everybody else knows he's going to push. So they go immediately. Turner stops, gets to the ball screen. Now he's able to attack the defense, finds the weak side. This is a contested shot from OB, no question that he knocks down, but those are the types of things I wanted to show you so you can be looking for it in this game. Again, rebound, immediately outlet, Nesmith to Nembhard. Watch Tyrese Haliburton here hunt. This is why you have to find him. He's all the way in the corner. He doesn't get the outlet, but watch him coming here, leaves our picture, comes back into it, and then immediately into the ball screen with Siakam. Cleveland just simply not ready to defend it, and he gets a good look even though he doesn't knock it down. New York, it's not just about getting back, right? You have to match the intensity and the energy first. Then you have to communicate and get matchups, and then you have to be ready to guard what Indiana is going to bring at you. Here, Siakam's bringing it up. Nembhard comes into the action in transition. Now you get a matchup against Ty Jerome. He's going to be able to attack that, gets the bucket and the foul. Again, off a free throw situation, top and rebound. Here comes McConnell from one side of the floor to the other. He's going to push and attack. Look what happens here. Because they push, because there's no sense of urgency, now you have Sam Merrill guarding Obi Toppin. Well, whenever this happens, the little handoff, now there's a little bit of confusion because this isn't where Merrill usually is. Is he going to play drop in this situation? Are they going to switch it? What are they going to do? Where's the communication? It's not good. It's late. Toppin rolls out of it. And now you get a bucket because they simply pushed off a free throw situation where it should be easier to match. And that flows right into the next thing. You cannot relax after a made shot. And that's what I want to highlight to close this out. Halliburton, made shot, takes it out, gets it in. Nembhard, right back to Halliburton. And then look at this. So the matchups can't even be right here. But on top of it, they're running right into this weak side flare. Finds Nembhard. There's a closeout to attack. Draws the foul. Maybe doesn't seem like a big thing, right? What if that's Karl-Anthony Towns' third foul, 6 minutes to go in the first half, right? Now he's sitting down on the bench because you couldn't get matched up after a make. All of it adds up, and that's what Indiana does to you. They consistently and constantly put pressure on you. After a make, the Cavs denied Halliburton. We'll talk more about that in a second, but Indiana immediately attacks off of it. Halliburton setting the screen against the deny. Here's Miles Turner setting a screen on Jarrett Allen. Oh, Mobley hasn't gotten back in this situation either, and it's a wide open layup simply because there's no sense of urgency to be back and be ready to guard even after a made shot. Again, made shot. This is what Cleveland did. Look at them chase Tyrese Halliburton to try and slow it down. So Strus or whoever was matched with him would try to pick him up early, simply slow it down so your defense could get set. Here off a free throw make, Toppin takes it out, and you again see Okoro matched with Halliburton right away, trying to slow things down. Now the pace is slowed just a little bit. You should be able to get your matchups. You should be able to settle into your defense. Yet again, off a make, we see this time it looks like it's Merrill buying Halliburton. And the other thing I want to highlight here, what they're going to do is they're going to come try to set screens. We see both Toppin and Thomas Bryant trying to set a screen in that situation to get Halliburton free. So I don't know if New York will deploy that strategy or not. Maybe at times, maybe in situations, but it's something Cleveland did. Now, part of that is if you want to get up and be aggressive off the defensive rebound, you better stay between your man and the basket. Here we see Mobley stay up and stay aggressive. Siakam is able to go by him, and now it turns into a transition opportunity that he is able to convert. And so that is important to note as well. If New York and Tibbs does want to get up and try to take that stuff away, you better be ready because you know Indiana will for those screening actions, those attacks, where then they get into 4-on-3, 5-on-4 situations